Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Capricorn for the mid-November time period. I will let you decide what that means to you. Please remember that this is a general reading. There may be some parts that do not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest. Also, I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. Dear Capricorn, in the past position, we have the Ace of Swords, clarified by the Knight of Cups. In the obstacle position, we have the Three of Pentacles, clarified by the Page of Cups. In the present position, we have the Chariot, clarified by the Lovers. And in the future outcome position, we have the Ace of Cups, clarified by the Four of Cups. In the past position, we have the Ace of Swords. Now, the Ace is a really powerful card, but the Ace of Swords, as we know, is a card of truth and clarity. Swords always for the most part, bring clarity and breakthrough in making a decision to move in a specific direction. It could be that in the past you decided you wanted to, enjoy your job a little bit more, and so you wanted to kind of get promoted, so you decided to get a degree, and that kind of affected, people around you as well as yourself, and it helped you move in the direction that you wanted to. It could also be that, maybe you decided to make a connection with someone and see where that goes. But definitely the Ace of Swords is a card that clears a path to move forward. And it usually, when you see the Ace of Swords, it brings awareness from the spirit and from the divine that, hey, you need a moment of honesty. You need to be honest with the situation or the person that maybe means a lot to you, and as a result, it kind of helps you move forward in the direction that you need to move forward. However, the Ace of Swords does have a price. So while you are triumphant, because we have the crown in this card, and you are victorious, there is a little bit of a price that is associated with that. And of course, in the clarifying position, we've got the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is generally a positive card. Usually, a lot of times it means that there may be some good news coming your way, because we see this knight sitting on a horse, holding a cup, and he's bringing something in that cup. He's someone that kind of is on an adventure, on a quest, and he's chasing his dream. He's following his heart. In the combination here with the Ace of Swords, however, it's not very positive for love or that type of a relationship. It could be that, you had a realization when it came to your love relationship that helped you see that maybe the love relationship is not going in the right direction. Now, remember that love comes in many different forms. It could also be with a friend, for example, for whom you have a lot of love and, wish that that person succeeds, but, you also, for example, see a negative trait about them, and you realize that, that trait is never going to change, and sort of making decisions, around that. Definitely, the Ace brings clarity and a little bit of disillusionment with something. It takes out a little bit of optimism and puts in a little bit of realism. But realism sometimes is needed in order to move forward. In the obstacle position, we have the Three of Pentacles, clarified by the Page of Cups. In the obstacle position, Three of Pentacles suggests to me that teamwork may not be going really well. There may be relationships around you that you kind of see people that are in your daily life that you may not be seeing eye to eye, that there may be a little bit of conflict, there may be a little bit of disagreement, there may be a little bit of politics, if you will, where people are kind of vying for power. And quite often, like for example, in a sense of office politics, usually it's rather silly, if you will. But definitely the Three of Pentacles here, Capricorn, suggests that people are not seeing eye to eye, and they're kind of pulling in all different directions, and so that they cannot achieve sort of a common goal. And on top of that, it's clarified by the Page of Cups, which brings a little bit of immaturish energy, definitely in this combination the energies are way off. There's different energies and they're not coinciding, they're not coming together, if you will. The Page of Cups could be that there may be a little bit of not such good news coming your way, a little bit of a disappointment, if you will. It could be that there's lack of understanding. Maybe someone is not being emotionally kind of supportive, if you will, which can create a little bit of tension, a little bit of anxiety. Definitely, a period where you may find that you're struggling in communicating, but remember that we, are currently in the Scorpio season, so it is not advisable to have kind of out and out confrontation. It's advisable to be diplomatic and use your negotiating skills to sort of minimize conflict or minimize disagreement until you feel a little bit more stable and solid in order to argue your position and sort of kind of come on top, if you will. Definitely there's a little bit of, struggling between different maybe personalities or different egos. So kind of watch that and make sure you stay out of the fray a little bit. In the present position, we have the Chariot clarified by the Lovers. Very powerful combination because the Chariot is a major arcana card, Lovers is a major arcana card. So this is significant. These are very positive cards. These are very strong cards. Lovers is, all about, it's really good for relationships. It's really good for love. It's really good for having lasting bonds, strong bonds, that are so important in our lives because they help us in difficult times, they help us in good times. So it's really, really important to have, really strong relationships around us. The Lovers could also indicate a bit of a coming to a crossroads and having to choose, do I go right or do I go left? The biggest thing in that scenario is making sure that you do not spend time being indecisive. You want to make sure that you quickly and thoroughly and kind of weigh your options, but choose a direction and move forward. This is a really fertile time when things are happening quickly, so make sure that you are kind of prepared to move forward. And of course the Chariot brings movement. This is it's notable to say that you got the Lovers as a clarifier, not in the main position. In the main position you have drive, movement, fast movement, powerful movement. Again, we are currently in the Scorpio season, and Scorpio sign is about power. It's about gaining power. It's about holding on to power. It's about using power to your advantage. Sometimes it's about losing power. Sometimes it's about giving up power. But in this particular scenario, it's definitely triumphant. It's definitely victorious. You do have a bit of a victory throughout this spread. There's a strong sense of you prevailing. There's a strong vibe that you are moving in the right direction, and there's a really strong vibe that's coming sorry, through this reading, that you're gaining momentum and power on the inside, because with the Ace of Swords, which is really notable and important card to have in a spread, the sword is kind of pointing to the sky, and so it could be that you are kind of downloading information from your subconscious into your sort of consciousness. And the same with the Chariot. Sorry, something's stuck in my throat. And the same with the Chariot, where you are kind of holding on to, it could be, said to the black line and the white line, which could represent your subconscious and your consciousness, and those are kind of working together, as well as the Ace of Cups, where the bird is coming from the heaven and kind of into your cup, definitely represents you becoming more aware. The Chariot in particular is all about willpower and determination, so you have plenty of that, Capricorn. I know that Capricorn are one of the most strongest people I've ever known. They have phenomenal willpower. I mean, just astounding. Especially when they set their mind to something, they can absolutely change the world. The just the sheer power is a little bit, like I'm a Taurus, it could be a little bit overwhelming for me, but Capricorn is very powerful. And so the Chariot is all about the determination, and of course it's the Chariot is kind of like the guy in the Chariot is a warrior. The person in the Chariot is a warrior, so he knows strategy, he knows planning, he knows how to control different elements and how to use those elements to his own advantage, and he does that and he moves forward. He's powerful. He likes to be in charge, feel in charge. There are people who are a little bit overwhelmed by taking charge, and then there's Capricorn who loves it. Definitely the Chariot overcome obstacles, like just decimates them completely. It doesn't matter what stands in the way of this person. He just kind of rides over it as if it was a little bump in the road. And of course, in the combination with the Lovers, suggests to me that there's a karmic relationship. There's a really, really strong bond. It could be a bond in the physical world. It could be a bond with someone who's in the kind of spirit world. So definitely this is something that is kind of groundbreaking, and it's going to affect you. And you should start to feel power coming to you as we get to the month of January, of course. In the future position, we have the Ace of Cups clarified by the Four of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a really wonderful card. It's fulfillment. It's feeling joy. It's feeling happiness. It's kind of, the cup is full. It's really good for relationships. It's really good for love. Very, very promising new beginning. The thing, however, is that it's clarified by the Four of Cups, and that to me suggests that there may be, a period, a little bit of melancholy towards the end of November, a little bit of nostalgia, if you will, a little bit of kind of just a tiny bit of sadness, but not in a heartbreaking sort of way. It's still mostly about healing, and it's still mostly about rejuvenation, and it's definitely moving forward. I mean, the Ace is a really powerful card, and you have two of those. You're making this huge transition from mental kind of energy to heart energy. The Ace of Cups encourages you to just feel, allow feelings, to kind of fulfill your body, to, don't suppress your emotions, even though you may not understand what they are. But, Ace of Cups is a really kind of overwhelming card in a really wonderful sense. But it's clarified by the Four of Cups, which is a little bit of negative energy. It's a little bit of not really seeing an opportunity, a person that really cares about you, that could make your life so much, even more exciting. But, this person that's sitting by the tree, they're not looking at that other person or opportunity or news or something. They're just kind of being like stuck in their ways. So make sure you open your heart, share your emotions, say what you feel, be kind of open with it. It's okay, and sort of give yourself permission to feel as well, which, the message from the divine is that it will enrich your life. Let's see what 3 energy oracle cards we have. I also pulled 3 energy oracle cards. cards, and they are, we have Community, which is wonderful, Storm Warning, and third Chakra Archangel Camuel. The Community card is definitely about reaching out to people and sort of spending time, with people, making sure that you have that, emotional support. You have people that you can kind of draw advice from and share things with. That is very important in your journey. And of course, it's suggests that you want to kind of be open to people who are, kindred spirits. You want to kind of associate. Because, 2020 has been a difficult year, and some people may feel a little bit withdrawn, like they may be bothering, but make sure that you sort of step out there. Make sure that you network. Make sure you communicate. Make sure you exchange your experiences. It is important. The Storm Warning is a card that suggests there may be clouds on the horizon. Make sure that you investigate your different options you may have. Make sure you have a plan in place for different scenarios. Try to budget your money. Don't overspend. Don't spend more money than you make. Always remember that you have the power and wisdom to handle whatever may come your way. And of course, the third Chakra Archangel Camuel, it's all about desire and, that life force energy that you feel inside. Third chakra is the center of your life force energy and, emotions and things like that. Make sure that you allow them to flow freely. When this card shows up in your reading, it indicates that an increased enthusiasm is present or soon to be on its way. Let's see what answers from angels we have as well. I also pulled 3 answers from angel cards, and they are, within the next few weeks, wait and get more information. So definitely, since you have 2 aces in your spread, it suggests that there's going to be a new beginning. So make sure that you kind of plan really well ahead and make sure that you are kind of prepared for different scenarios. It does look like things are not going to be moving as fast as anticipated. There will be some delays. There will be some setbacks. So make sure to account for that. And definitely, you're going to feel a lot stronger within the next few weeks, which will bring you, of course, closer to your goal. I also pulled 3 mystical wisdom cards, and they are Angel of Miracles, open your heart and expect a miracle. Wonderful. Archangel Gabriel, messenger of creativity and hope, and cheer up, live in the moment. So definitely these are really powerful messages. You have 3 different angels. You have Archangel Camuel, you have Archangel Gabriel, you have Angel of Miracles. That is very significant. The divine very much supports you. There is something that you've done that the divine is aware, and the divine wants you to know that that did not go unnoticed, that you will be receiving a reward, that there will be things, sometimes we sort of expect a reward that's like, I don't know, a lot of money in the bank, but sometimes it's, human support. It could be some like friend that understands how you feel. Rewards come in different forms. Do remember that, and do make sure that you keep an open heart. This message has been reiterated throughout this reading, that you want to make sure that you express how you feel and allow your emotions to be known. And definitely kind of keep an eye out for creativity and originality. Maybe, do take a class or do something new, or, buy a book that could create or inspire you to do something. The kind of our full satisfaction, comes from emotions that can express themselves. And sometimes, in order to express, our emotions, sometimes people sort of express them through art or through something, and definitely remember that things are going to pick up, and, make sure that you are kind of checking in with yourself throughout the day. Check in with yourself in the morning, check in with yourself in the evening, so that you kind of have control over your day, and therefore control over your week and your month and your year and your life, because it goes by quickly, so you want to make sure that you have more positive thoughts rather than negative. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Capricorn. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you next time.